Upbeat, inspiring music begins and fades into the background. Hello and welcome. Have you ever felt like you're facing a mountain so high you just want to turn back? A dream that seems so distant and the path is filled with nothing but obstacles. We've all been there. But today, I want to share a story that will radically change your perspective on giving up. It's the incredible story of a man named Hudson Taylor, a pioneer whose life is a testament to the power of unwavering faith. Hudson Taylor wasn't born into greatness. He didn't start with wealth, fame, or a powerful network. When he first felt the call to go to China as a missionary in the 19th century, he was just a young man with a huge heart and a radical idea. China at that time was a world away, largely closed off and deeply misunderstood. To most people, his ambition seemed impossible, even foolish. But Hudson had something more powerful than any earthly resource, an unshakable trust in God. He believed that if God was the one calling him, then God would also be the one to provide for him. This wasn't just a nice thought, it became the very foundation of his life's work. He made a conscious decision to live entirely by faith. What did that look like in practice? It meant he never asked people for money. He never ran fundraising campaigns. When he or his mission had a need, whether it was for food, shelter, or funds to travel, he would share that need only with God in prayer. Imagine the courage that takes. In a world that tells us to hustle, to network, to make our needs known to everyone, Hudson Taylor chose a different path. He quietly trusted, and time again, God answered. Sometimes, help would arrive at the very last minute from the most unexpected sources. A stranger would feel prompted to give him the exact amount of money he needed. A donation would arrive in the mail just as they were running out of food. These weren't just coincidences. To Taylor, they were daily confirmations that the God who calls is also the God who provides. His journey was far from easy. It was a relentless series of trials. He faced extreme poverty, often not knowing where his next meal would come from. He battled severe illness, which left him weak and frail. He was misunderstood and even rejected by other missionaries who found his methods too radical. He chose to adopt Chinese clothing and customs to better connect with the people, a decision that brought him ridicule from his Western peers. Think about that for a moment. He was facing resistance not just from the difficulties of a foreign land, but also from the very people who should have been his allies. It would have been so easy for him to say, "This is too hard. I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I heard God wrong." He could have packed his bags and returned to the comfort and familiarity of England. But he didn't. Hudson Taylor understood a profound spiritual truth. Difficulties are not a signal to give up. Instead, they are an opportunity for God to show his power and glory. Every challenge became a new stage for a miracle. Every moment of lack became a canvas for God's provision. His faith wasn't a fragile thing that shattered in the face of hardship. It was a muscle that grew stronger with every trial it endured. Perhaps Perhaps the most heart-wrenching tests of his faith came through immense personal loss. He endured the grief of losing his beloved wife Maria and several of his children on the mission field. Can you fathom that kind of pain? To lose the people you love most while serving in a foreign land, far from the support of family and friends. In those moments of crushing sorrow, no one would have blamed him for giving up, for concluding that the cost was simply too high. Yet, even in the depths of his grief, Hudson Taylor's faith remained steadfast. It was during these dark times that he uttered one of his most famous declarations: "God's work, done in God's way, will never lack God's supply." This supply wasn't just about money or food. It was about the supply of strength, of peace, of grace, to keep going when his heart was broken. He found that God's comfort was as real and as tangible as his financial provision. His life sends a powerful message that echoes through the ages, right into our lives today. What are the impossibles you are facing? A struggling business, a difficult family situation, a health crisis that seems overwhelming, a dream that feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Hudson Taylor's story encourages us not to look at the size of our problems, but at the size of our God. His life is a living illustration of the principle that those who refuse to quit in faith will, without a doubt, witness the blessings and faithfulness of God. It's not about our strength, our talent, or our resources. It's about our willingness to trust and persevere even when we can't see the way forward. The Bible puts it beautifully in Galatians 6-9, a verse that perfectly encapsulates the spirit of Hudson Taylor's life. "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Notice the promise in that verse. The harvest is guaranteed. The reaping will happen. There is only one condition: that we do not give up. The timing is at the proper time, God's time, not necessarily ours. Our job is to remain faithful in the doing good, in the sowing, in the persevering, and to trust God with the timing and the outcome of the harvest. Hudson Taylor's legacy is not just about the thousands of lives he touched in China or the China Inland Mission he founded, which continues its work to this day. His greatest legacy is the example of a life that proved beyond any doubt that a person fully surrendered to God can achieve the impossible. He showed us that our weaknesses are the perfect platform for God's strength. So, the next time you feel the urge to throw in the towel, remember Hudson Taylor. Remember his quiet prayers in the face of desperate need. Remember his resilience in the face of devastating loss. Remember his unwavering belief that God's work, done God's way, will never ever lack God's supply. Your breakthrough might be just around the corner. Your harvest is waiting. Don't grow weary. Don't lose heart. Do not give up. Stand firm in your faith and watch how God reveals His glory in your story, just as He did in the life of a man who never quit. Thank you so much for watching and for allowing me to share this powerful story with you today. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more encouraging content like this. Until next time, stay strong and keep the faith.